Hey, what's up, you guys? This is WD3. This is your Hill Report news break. Well, I just heard some very, very shocking news. Very big news. I think it was to be expected um, as we talk about the Los Angeles fires. Everyone was talking about how Karen Bass was out of the country very conveniently, sent by, and she did stress in one of the news conferences we're going to show you guys how she was sent on a delegation by President Biden. She makes sure she mentions that. But huge, huge news. She uh, she pulled the trigger and fired the fire chief. Everybody knew that the fire chief coming out during the fires and criticizing the mayor, saying she didn't have the resources she needed. The writing was pretty much on the wall. You saw as soon as the smoke cleared what was going to happen. Let's get a little more, let's get some clips on what happened with the fire chief.
In the best interest of Los Angeles public safety and for the operations of the Los Angeles Fire Department, I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief. I have appointed a 41-year veteran of the fire department, former Chief Deputy Ronald Villanueva, as interim fire chief. He is respected and ready to hit the ground running. So let me be clear. Our firefighters acted heroically during the Palisades fire, and they act heroically every single day. That is without question. Bringing new leadership to the fire department is what they and the people of Los Angeles deserve. As you know, I have called for a full investigation of everything leading up to January 7th. A necessary step to the investigation was the president of the Fire Commission telling Chief Crowley to do an after-action report on the fires. The fire chief refused. We all know that 1,000 firefighters that could have been on duty on the morning the fires broke were instead sent home on Chief Crowley's watch. These actions required her removal.
Hey, welcome back to WD3 Hill Report News Break. I'll say this. I do not agree with making the fire chief the scapegoat, but there's some other people who don't agree also.
Did Karen Bass just fire the Los Angeles fire chief? In case you know who Karen Bass is, she's the Los Angeles mayor. And she just fired the Los Angeles fire chief. I posted a video yesterday about Karen Bass's interview where she called out the Biden administration for sending her away.
First of all, when the White House called and asked me if I would represent the president, I said yes. It was going to be a very, very short trip, over a weekend and 2 business days.
So basically her excuse was the president called and she was going to go, which I can kind of understand. The question was, why would you go knowing what was going on? And he goes on to tell him, well, we were reporting on this. So if we were reporting on it, you should have known.
To look at everything about the preparation and all of that for the fires, because I think when we evaluate that, we will find that although there were warnings that I frankly wasn't aware of, although there were warnings, I think our preparation, wasn't what it typically is.
That she wasn't aware of. And again, he said, we were aware of it and we're the news. How on earth would you not be aware of it?
I talked about it with the fire chief. What she said is that we have warnings of Santa Ana winds a lot, but predicting this, and you saw, from the city, from the county, that level of preparation really didn't happen.
There's a bit more, but you get the general gist. She basically blamed the fire chief because she's saying that the preparation didn't happen, that should have happened for the thing, and the fire chief basically didn't tell her. And then today, she literally just fired the fire chief.
Public safety and for the operations of the Los Angeles Fire Department, I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief.
She said a few more things, and I encourage you to go watch that. She also introduced who would be the interim fire chief, and I believe he used to be the old fire chief that he's basically coming out of retirement.
I have appointed a 41-year veteran of the fire department, former Chief Deputy Ronald Villanueva, as interim fire chief. He is respected and ready to hit the ground running. So let me be clear. Our firefighters acted heroically during the Palisades fire, and they act heroically every single day. That is without question. Bringing new leadership to the fire department is what they and the people of Los Angeles deserve.
I'm humbled by your confidence in me. I've spent 41 years at the Los Angeles City Fire Department.
He basically goes on to promise that this won't be the case, and he knows how this can be and how it went wrong, and that he's going to make sure the people of Los Angeles are actually taken care of in the event of this happening again. She also said that they're going to make sure to work together to pick the new fire chief, and that she's going to make sure to talk to all the firefighters to make sure they're finding somebody that does and is a representation of the fire department in the way that they want. Also asked what the fire chief did wrong.
Crowley is in the best interest of Los Angeles public safety. What specifically did she do to endanger public safety?
Well, as I mentioned, 1,000 firefighters who could have been on the job fighting the fires were sent home.
That's a lot of firefighters.
The other thing that I mentioned is that I said after the fires were out, after the rain had stopped, that a full investigation would begin. One step of that investigation was to do an after-action report, of which she refused.
I don't know, guys. Karen Bass does she's starting to look pretty innocent, but here's what I do know. You should go watch the whole thing if you would like to. I'm not going to post it all because that would make this video incredibly long. But what I will tell you is Trump gave them some pretty strict guidelines of what they needed to do in order for them to get funding in order to continue to build the place and restore Los Angeles. And I didn't expect her to do anything, to be honest, and I actually think she is. So, Team America, what do you guys think? And as always, my name is Crystal. I watch news all day so you don't have to. Press conferences completely unedited, unfiltered. So make sure to like, follow, share this video, comment on it, share it with your friends so you can get the truth because it sets you free.
So as you guys can see, a lot of people can see through this move by Karen Bass. It's obviously a move to get the blame off of her a bit for going out of the country and for some of the cuts and things that she made before she knew that it was going to be a fire. She says she did not watch the weather report. So she pretty much made a scapegoat out of the fire chief of Los Angeles. I think Villanueva, 41-year veteran, he's going to take over. She's going to tell you that in the press conference. But yeah, this thing stinks to high heaven, and it smells really bad. Sorry, but some corruption involved, and definitely passing the buck and passing the blame. We still need to get to the bottom of it. This proves nothing of what went on and the deficiencies of the fire by firing the fire chief. Said fire 3 times in a row, but proves nothing, solves nothing. It makes you look more guilty to fire the fire chief. You guys should have used the information that you gathered during this and worked to make things better. This is WD3. It's your Hill Report News Break. We're out.